One day I overheard my son talking to his friends about trying out for the Little League football team. And his friends started using the word impossible a lot. I guess he heard it in his house a lot. And the kid really was adamant about it. So my son said, well, we're gonna make the Little League team. He said, well, to make the Little League team, you gotta be 5, and we're 4. He's like, well, I know some kids that made it at 4. He said, well, they was a lot bigger than us, and we're a lot smaller. And he said, well, I know some smaller kids that made it as well. He said, well, they was super fast, and we not as fast as them. And he just kept coming with the excuses, and after a while, my son just stopped. He just stopped commenting. So I'm in the background, I'm listening to this, I always want them to make their own decisions and figure things out for themselves. So a day or so passed, and I say, are you gonna try out for the football team? He was so excited about it. He said, Dad, I really don't think I'm gonna try out this year. And I said, well, what happened? He said, it just seems like it's impossible for me to make the team at this point. So I had to stop him right there. I said, son, you're gonna run into 3 people in your life. There's 3 people that's gonna use the word impossible. The first person, they think everything is impossible. They never get out the starting block. They never start. They just look, they spectate, they hate, they throw shade, they wanna see you fail. They never try to accomplish anything because they're scared themselves. These people are like cancers. You don't wanna be around these people. You don't want these people in your life. Now those are the first people that use impossible. The second people that use impossible is slightly different. See, they think everything is impossible until they see somebody else accomplish it. Until somebody else conquers what they thought was impossible. They never try it. These people are what I call the 4-minute mile folks. I know everybody knows the story about the 4-minute mile. They thought it was impossible to run a mile under 4 minutes. It was never recorded that somebody could run a mile under 4 minutes. But in 1954, Roger Bannister finally broke the 4-minute mile. For many years prior, many athletes tried and failed. People started to make accusations that it was physically impossible. But guess what happened? Barely a year after that, several other people broke the 4-minute mile. I mean, multiple people broke the 4-minute mile less than a year after that, where they said it was impossible, physically impossible, all the way down to high school students. They felt it was obtainable at that point, and that's why they accomplished. These people don't go after anything on their own. They have to wait for other people to make it happen, and prior to that, they're just like the first person. So they have to identify greatness to feel like they could be great. These people, they're not so much cancers, but they're baggage. They're gonna weigh you down. They're gonna slow you down from accomplishing your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. So the third person, son, the third person that uses the impossible, that's what you are. See, these people, these are trailblazers. They look at it a whole different way. They feel like it's impossible that it's not gonna happen, son. So you have to change your mindset and start thinking about that it's impossible that it's not gonna happen. It's a belief system there. When you see Steph Curry in the first quarter and he misses all his shots, he misses back-to-back threes, he misses a few layups, it's almost impossible that you think he's gonna miss the whole game. It's literally impossible that you think he's gonna miss the whole game. I know he thinks it's impossible that he's gonna miss the whole game. He's not gonna come out the second quarter, the third quarter shy, just because he had a bad first quarter, because he knows it's impossible that he's gonna keep missing. So you gotta think like that. Why did everybody get mad at the Super Bowl when they didn't give Marshawn Lynch the ball? You know why? Because it's beast mode. They knew from a half a yard out with 23 seconds on the clock that in second and goal, it's impossible. It's impossible that this man is not getting in. I mean, you had Emmitt Smith tweeting, you had all these great running backs tweeting. They said it was the worst decision ever. You know why? Because greatness recognized greatness, and they know it was absolutely impossible that he was not gonna score. You have to have that mindset. And I can't give that to you, son. That's a decision you have to make. That's a commitment you have to make to walk in your greatness. But once you identify that and make that decision, you can start walking in your greatness. And then the next step from there is just law of attraction. You're gonna identify other people that are great. And impossible is gonna take just a week when you start finding other people around you that's great, just like you. Impossible is gonna take 3 days. Impossible might just take overnight. Once you identify your greatness and start identifying other people and walking in your greatness with them, impossible is not impossible, because when you break down that word, it's I'm and it's possible. So you gotta look at yourself and say, I'm possible. You gotta look at yourself and know that everything is in you at the end of the day. But that's a decision you have to make. Nobody else can make that for you. You have to stand up and grind. You have to stand up and work. You gotta make it happen no matter what. And if you fail, you fall down, you scrape your knee, you get right back up. You gotta make a decision that I'm possible. You're possible. You can make anything happen.